the Mongols, I believe, in the upper bracket of the ECL Season 44 playoffs. But yeah, so although there's upsets that can happen, IGLs don't have to use so much extra time on anti-strategy and things like that. They can have a lot more individual focus. But you know what? Let's head into the game as we are going to be starting off this series on Nuke, Lynn's map pick.
Yeah, strong map pick for Lynn Vision, but the Mongols as well, no slouches. Like you said, there's only so many teams you can anti-strat, there's only so many teams you can face, and this is actually a pick of a lot of these top-level teams within the Asia region, so the Mongols should be heavily prepped for what's to come. Lynn Vision starting on that T side as a result of this being their map pick. And there is a Molotov available for Westmelon. Seems like it might just be a simple collapse on towards this A bomb site. Westmelon a little late to join the party, but his teammates are actually slow to get out of hut, still finding kills. 910 still in the heaven, but took a dink and found the follow-up headshot. They will be able to deliver. Blitz, though, out from that position at the vent, and Westmelon does deal with him at the very least, but that gives it a little bit more time for Techno, but he's taking his sweet time finding that kill, and it will cost him his life. It is a Lynn Vision collapse on that A bomb side that will see them winning the pistol.
Very extended fight coming out from the Mongol side, but they just can't hold on to the site in the initial duels. And again, Westmelon starting off strong. We talked about how he's going to be one of the big factors. Oh, well, he's going to be one of the big factors as well to actually keep an eye out for over there. Blitz, on the other hand, though, I'm always curious about how he'll perform in Nuke. It doesn't seem like one of his necessarily best maps. It does seem like Techno, more often than not, can shine slightly more. But again, newer lineup, where you're going to be seeing, these players actually adjusting in. One of the fun things that, Michael, we actually haven't talked about for this team is Mzinho coming in to replace Bartek is kind of funny, kind of sad, kind of tragic, because he is Bartek's younger brother. So, a part of me does think, because Bartek was the sixth man for this team for so long, maybe they knew all along that they just wanted his younger brother, and Bartek was just, there to be like, hey, until he turns 16 so he can play in all of these qualifiers, why don't you just hang out, and then, later on you can let the little bro take over.
Did we actually have that confirmed? Because I know they have the same last name, but it also is
they're brothers. We had that confirmed in Mongolia.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
That is just one of those conversations that's probably awkward when you get round to the dinner table. But hey, how you doing on my old team and your new team? But he's just keeping the seat warm for him.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, Bartek got a sticker out of it, right? Mzinho, now it's his turn. Maybe this is just how it goes in the family. And at the end, they're just going to come together, create a super team with the two big riflers. But yeah, Mzinho is a prospect who I'm really looking forward to keeping an eye on, because he's been sort of that Senzu-esque entity, but without the Senzu hype to the same extent. Because obviously he was a lot younger even than Senzu. So we weren't going to see him coming into the tier 1 sort of Asia CS, where there are certain age limitations as well. I think you have to be 16 and above to be playing in a lot of the ESL tournaments, because obviously they are were a German entity. So I don't know exactly how the rule set does work for the lands for those. But yeah, regardless, it's going to be an interesting time as we do sort of see him develop as well. As far as the Lynn Vision side is concerned, though, Michael, I am curious about how well Zaka will be performing over here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that shifted his role from an AWP to now being sort of a lurking rifler. He's kind of more of an extremities player, and maybe that's to do with, implementing how Westmelon sees the game. A lot of that would have been heavily influenced by X-Pro, but the idea that Westmelon has taken over that in-game leading role does also mean that he's probably less likely to sort of find those timings, because he's worried about how he sort of deals with a lot of these players that are less experienced on his team, and especially in G and Amelia, and how they actually all slot in. We might even see that role shift as Westmelon gets more and more comfortable in his position as an in-game leader, and the team is more well drilled, so that he doesn't have to micromanage. But yeah, no, Zaka, I think, will be very key, especially when we dive into an overpass potentially in the series, because I remember that was the map that I think it might have even been the christening map that we saw him on in those sort of lurking roles, and he did exceptionally.
Oh, absolutely. He was playing outside that B monster tunnel and just finding timing after timing. But obviously, lurking roles, one of the biggest important things is that how can you evolve to make sure you're not predictable? And that's obviously something that they have to be very careful about over here.
Well, we jump into the second round. Lynn did win that pistol with a simple A execute with just one Molotov and using sheer force, sheer bodies to collapse onto the A bomb site. But a force buy from the Mongols and a tag already found via 910. So Starry's not going to be too pleased with how that's developed. Still, it should allow the Lynn Vision squad and core to make its journey into secret, where Blitz is patiently awaiting with his Deeg.
Techno and Blitz. Both a damn good hand, and Zachar has to be careful that he doesn't end up meeting them. They don't want to meet them either. Apparently this is a very cold call to come through. Despite having two Deagles set up for a crossfire, Mongols would rather try and delay and push them away into 910 scope. The scout is there for just that very reason. But actually getting the tags on all of these players who are crossing over will not be easy. They're going to be swinging wide, bomb spotted, but he doesn't commit to the duel.
Yeah, they simply waited for this smoke, even though there was another one where that came from, in towards the lower side of the map. They are reinvestigating that area with that bomb. Westmelon left on lurking duties to try and keep those players at least somewhat entertained on a rotate, potentially. 20 seconds, though. Lynn do have to start to get a move on it. They don't have a smoke that can cover the plant, so it'd have to be open. They'll have to find these fights.
A shot from Blitz to start things off, and the bomb is down. 10 seconds. They can't really get back to it. Westmelon will be traded away soon, but no, he's alive. His teammates are the one who are going down. There's no more presence from the CTs here, so the bomb can be planted right at the nick of time. The Deagle shot from Techno not landing, but the flank from Mzinho is going to be enough. The 5-7 to shut him down.
Yeah, this is always the risk you bear by going so late in the round. The fact that Lynn were content to wait out all the utility towards the secret steps and that secret entrance. And then that late collapse on B, you know, you lose that first duel, and there was nobody really there to back up. The fact they didn't manage to hold onto an extra smoke, potentially, just to allow that plant close to those double doors. These are oversights in from Lynn Vision as a result of being pretty scared by the force buy from the Mongols, and they suffer for it. So Amelia was the only one that survived that last round, so he keeps his hands on that Galil. Team have forced around it as well, but once again, they won't have a lot of utility to get much done. Smokes are there for the cross, and they'll have to make use of it because there's really no plan B. There hasn't been as much of a rotation from the Mongols on the other side of it, though. Last time, Blitz did have a secondary man, and Hastika will move in to alleviate that strain.
Oh, grenades, beautiful as well. Hastika set up for perfection. 3 easy picks. And maybe even the fourth if Blitz doesn't want to steal it away from him. All 5 players kept alive. Even Blitz's Bombers upgraded. Why not take a Deagle, rather Tech 9, while you're at it as well. Second round for the Mongols, and third should be in the cards.
Yeah, keeping it pretty simple in the Mongols. Good reactions, especially when they're seeing the smokes to allow the cross. Lynn at the moment kind of floundering about. This is a map that they do like to pick into quite frequently, but they're kind of hoping for mistakes on the Mongols, but there have been very few overextensions from the Mongolian squad. Seems the natives finished off Starry outside. And this isn't a round that should be all too threatening. Just Glocks. Nice and easy, keeping it nice and simple. But look how contained the Mongols are playing. No one's overfacing. They've always got cover to simply fall back onto. They know that it's likely to be a low buy. So just want to make sure they don't get overwhelmed. Even in this position for Techno, he can sort of take contact and immediately fall off and play his life. So they are trying and thinking about the long game as much as humanly possible. I was kind of surprised you brought up Blitz as a potential player to look out for, as, oh, he doesn't always have the best performances on it. I seem to remember quite a few Nuke games where he is a complete nuisance. This guy is a menace, actually, outside.
On the T side, more than CT. Techno, in the meanwhile, though, taking that by Glock.
Yeah, see, even on CT, I remember. I have some fond memories of Blitz outside.
Really? Okay. Well, listen, Michael, I've clearly not been, refreshing my memories, as we found out from yesterday, me just mixing up Cabal and Coolest somehow on this map. But, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if he maintains his good form. So currently 7-2 in the opening 4 rounds. Let's get to it. Jumping into a full buy for Lynn Vision. And there will be an AWP 4-9-10 to potentially even pick them out on some of those crossing attempts. Lynn have taken tags against the Force Buy and the Scout prior. So all very important that they don't overextend. Make use of that wall of smokes. You have to sort of get closer to those smokes, otherwise you're exposed to heaven. And 2 players will investigate outside. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad are grouped up at ramp, so it will be likely a lower side finish. Blitz, 1 kill, won't quite cut it. Does give away some of the information, and 910's already there to cut off that rotate, but they've dealt with the ramp player. There is access to B.
Sorry, he just pulled his knife out towards the end of that duel, but hey, if you know you're gonna die, I guess it doesn't matter what clothes you're wearing. Lower side access is there, but they're not looking to commit to it. They want to go back to the upper. That's where... And there's only one to deal with. Mongols have been positioning very deep into the secret stairs. Mzinho, this is a terrible angle for the MP9, and he can't find a single kill, even if damage is great, but... Now it's 910 and Hastika on the retake. Hastika will have to be the first man to make contact while the bomb is planted. There's a player up above in the rafters who's got the advantage all day long. Emilia. Only his shoes showing and his kicks are nice, but 910's going for this. They will have a strained buy on Blitz in the next round, so I'm slightly surprised about it, but no. Decides against it, wants to keep the op in his hands as well, and yeah, he is forced to rein it in.
Yeah, one of those free flow decisions where he's thinking, okay, he's overpeaked me here, maybe I can punish some more, but someone's reined him in, likely Blitz. And yeah, 910 will move to save this AWP as best he can. There is still Emilia relatively close by, but should not really chase for that. Money's not great for the Lynn Vision squad either. Great patience from the Lynn squad, even though they dealt with 2 players initially, both on the extremes of Blitz, as well as that ramp player. They simply slowed down, and the Mongols actually made the wrong read, the wrong call, just simply because they anticipated that lower side attack instead. Like you said, Mzinho. And that will be one of the key things as well, when we end up in these more free-flowing rounds, these moments that are a little bit less strictly laid out. How will Mzinho adapt? Because as that youngest guy in the server, he will be put under a bit of mental strain.
What is this? Trying to speed up against Blitz with a knife out again, Starry. Buddy. That is not going to work too well for him there.
Unless Melon has actually gotten himself into Big Garage at the very least. So there's another chance at it, but losing Zacher is not a great way for this issue to compound. 5-on-3 for Lynn, and Westmelon's really the only one with an ace up his sleeve.
It's pretty far up his sleeve, though. I don't know if he can pull it out in time. Blitz is already read into it. Rotating in through the vents. Blitz is really proving you right and me as wrong as could be, Michael.
Yes, guy fought past the smokes, down secret, up vents. Guy never stopped moving.
You heard of the speed demon? Welcome to the shift demon. Somehow even scarier.
Yeah. And this is likely a call to save here for Lynn. Which is a bit of a shame. But the Mongols dealing with the initial assault so damn fast. You get those smokes down, you're hoping you're given at least a little bit of respect, but Starry has found out the hard way just how much of a menace Blitz really can be.
Starry's also been struggling a little bit, I have to say. Not just today, but even in matches past. We got him versus Atox earlier on, not having the best of performances.
Yeah, in the ESL Challenger League. It was, yeah, it's a bit of a surprise. I think he was the guy as well when they actually went in for that first international bout. He was the player that received a lot of attention, and he aced against G2 in like a 1 versus 5.
Yes.
Which was very, very surprising to see come out from a player that people outside of the Asia region hadn't really heard too much about. and then suddenly he had a spotlight on him. There was even the conversation about whether or not he'd be able to continue playing because of his age at the time, and you know, new legislations coming out about how much you could play video games before a certain age. So good to see that he's kept with it. But yeah, some of that performance has taken a bit of a back seat.
Flashbangs outwards. Mzinho's looking into all of them, just trying to face back to Tetris, but he's already gone, and Hastika's provided no support at all. Caught between angles, can't make up his mind. And now he'll be losing it as a result. Blitz. Nade kill is nice, but this round's on Techno if they want a chance at it. If he can find the first frag on a Zacher, something still there to be said. No, Westmelon's down. Zacher is actually the one to trade.
Another round where the kill distribution is looking good here for Lynn Vision, and a 1 versus 2 here for Blitz. First kills there, and the spray transfer. He kept it rolling, never let go of mouse 1, and even though the first adjustment was off, it was an instant headshot to follow. 5-2, and it's the in-game leader in Blitz that's having a stormer of a start here on Nuke.
Dude, this is why everyone... Blitz is one of the reasons why everyone's even thinking about comparing this Mongols lineup to the luminosity of old from the Brazilian CS. Everyone's so hooked on the idea that, you know, you've got this talismanic fragging IGL is bringing out these star rifling players with them, young players as well, really coming out and playing some, you know, great CS, and they've got clutch potential, they've got everything. Blitz is, you know, one of the people who's been spearheading it in both spirit and form.
Yeah, and I think he joined the core of what became IHC in, what, 2020? When he was back when he was 19. Yeah, he's really made a name for himself as that talisman. Techno, flash in, and he will be forced away from ramp, not giving them that straight fight. They do have armor alongside these Tech 9s, so sticking around could have been a bad move. Once again, they'll take ramp control and reset here on the Lynn side. Last time they tried to attack through heaven, but now it seems like they might have set their sights on the upper bomb site instead.
This has been the bomb side to show a little bit of weakness at times. Obviously, Mzinho and Hastika, when they've been dealing with the straight hit, haven't always had the easiest performances, but without any utility against them, this needs to be a great mop-up. 35 seconds, and the commitment over here is still pretty certain. They're just waiting for Westmelon to actually try and flank around and see if he can be the second assaulting prong from heaven, but it'll be very late when he does actually activate. Starry's found Techno short, but the trade is there, and Zacher spotted out, forced down low. Finally, Westmelon will be activating, but missing out shots, and Mzinho's given time to recover. More importantly, Hastika's given time to take aim. The USP is what finishes him off. They've made it very expensive, but the bomb will not be planted. Double peak to come out, and Mongols will still find the 6th.
Yeah, Zacher thought he could maybe get away with a plant like that, expecting maybe that they'd be running up through ramp or out from secret. Might have had a bit of a window, but a little slow in the way that they dealt with those players defending that A-bomb site. Good job from Mzinho taking that first contact as well. Really teed Hastika up with a bit more room to breathe in at that far vent. And the rounds for Lynn Vision have been fleeting. Only the one success in attacking the upper bomb site, and the pistol round for part of their tally. This time they do get a relatively safe cross here for Starry. There's an entrance smoke to secret that is keeping him at bay. But they disrespect it, and there's no one to punish. This time Blitz is positioned deep garage.
What a shot from Zacher, just slow peeking into every angle. Westmelon's found 9-10 elsewhere, and Hastika's just another casualty waiting to happen. You see, we've had a lot of very successful collapses from Lynn Vision, but in this where there's no one nearby to get any trades either, this is fantastic.
Yeah, this is just a decision to save from the Mongols, losing out on all of these respective fights. Those two lurking style players have succeeded in getting the entry frags just off of sheer, I mean, part of it's map control in towards Secret, where 910 has had a great deal of actual success in just rotating alongside Blitz, but this time he was by himself. And then Westmelon just kept the good times rolling, would not be kept away from that lower side. As soon as they found the ramp kill, they knew that they had an effective split that they could put together.
You know, Michael, I just realized that every single one of Blitz's teams has been named specifically for him and sort of his point in his career. He joins Checkmate. He's a chess grandmaster. Makes perfect sense. It's named for him there and then. That's his first claim to fame. Then the guy's been managing the Mongolian economy so well, right? It's fantastic stuff for him.
Right.
Right. So it's the inflation hedging coin, IHC. And now he's just the general of Mongolia, so it's literally just the Mongols.
Yeah,
it's canon.
I don't think that's true.
It's canon, Michael. I'm telling you.
Well, the Mongols fanfiction may continue in your head, but I don't subscribe. 910, though, subscribing to a single kill onto Starry. Blitz has been the one to receive that package more frequently than him, but 910 got a referral code, and it was 10% off.
Blitz is also pushing all the way forward through lobby. What is going on over here? Can we get eyes on Blitz potentially? Because they've got a full lobby crunch that's being readied up. Azteca, long range, has found Westman as a result of that full push through. Now they know it's a lower side hit. Techno is waiting down under. Lots of noise being made. Lynn, they're trying to accelerate. They've had struggles before with the timing of the bomb, but Techno turning away, worried about the second angle, but really, it was just Amelia on the other side. He had to be careful of. 910 is fortunately there to rectify for that initial sort of sway away, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's kind of how you want to feel as an AWPer on that CT side, just bounding between angles. You get one kill, you run away, you reposition, and everywhere 910 went, there was another player to still be found. Even when you looked back to the outside cross, you know, how he shot a bullet through that smoke, it wasn't impossible. But Lynn are maybe feeling that pressure, feeling the heat. They've come up with a few different looks in these rounds. Some of them are trying to exploit the fast rotation that the Mongols have been utilizing to good effect. Mainly it's been Blitz that's been the quick correspondent. But you see he's taken a bit more of I guess a passive approach to the way he's moving around the map. You know, he's committing more to an angle and just allowing his team to get more comfortable on certain segments. He knows he's not supposed to be the guy that's currently sitting 16-3. Also, you don't want to be too predictable, and Lynn are trying to come up with solutions. This could be another chance for Blitz maybe even to throw a spanner in the works and be more aggressive once again. Had so much success doing it earlier on. Smoke is way too deep. Amelia can easily cheat past and into the close vent in a door. In fact, he'll even get his access all the way down the vent. So he's somebody that Blitz will have, or Blitz and the Mongols rather, will have no idea he's even slipped.
It does seem like they're doubling up over the ramp to actually start to let Techno move down under. 910 can just hold on to this with the AWP. And then he was also in a similar position to what he's been playing pretty consistently, but Blitz can be not too far away from ramp if it's going to be a split prong of assault. Techno's moved, though. They've completely forfeited lower control. The problem is Amelia can't really show his presence without opening a door or breaking some glass. Love it if Techno or someone did that for him and just took the duel, but instead 910 misses the first. Can't reface in time, but he has to take the duel. Cannot back off G, and Westmelon, though, quick to trade. 910 and Azteca falling out of the server. Starry will continue forward. Starry's been found. Techno traded though. 3 versus 2 and plenty of time for them to get onto the site. Mzinho is nearby, but Blitz is trying to cut off Westmelon's head before the rotation comes in, but Westmelon trades it out instead. Mzinho all alone, position known, 15 seconds. The bomb's going to be planted soon. He's trying to take the first duel versus Westmelon. Knows where the player is. G on the other side with the AWP is not ideal for this duel, and indeed, it can't be found. Mzinho, perfect target prioritization right there.
Found the perfect timing to strike as well. Westmelon trying to get that piece of util down and gets caught as a result of that smoke leaving his hand. Mzinho just so sharp on that fight. Westmelon didn't know quite what hit him before it was far too late. A nice little change as well for Techno. The fact that he was sort of ready and rearing to go after losing 9-10 in at ramp. You can see it somewhat caught the Lynn Vision squad off guard. That extra kill does add up to allow the Mongols to come back in that 1 versus 2. And after using a timeout to build upon that round we saw just now, another timeout for the Lynn Vision squad. It's not been pretty. The comms are likely very hectic in these rounds. The ones that have looked the most convincing have been when they've kind of spread out and found kills on kind of different targets on the map. And as an in-game leader, or even as a squad, it's a lot more intuitive, a lot more easy to sort of understand where your next step should be when you're getting kills simultaneously. It gives much less room for error on these rotations and the reads that the Mongols are going to give up on that CT side. Yeah, definitely a bit worrying with the way this has started, given that they won the pistol, lost the following round, and it's just been so infrequent. There's been limited consistency for the Lynn Vision efforts.
The damage, man. Westmelon's not going to be too happy about that one. Actually, yes, he is. I lied. He just pushes through the smoke, finds Blitz on the reload.
Don't think that was how he quite drew that one up, but Westmelon will be satisfied.
Well, kill's a kill.
Simply, yeah, and he simply tucks just in case somebody hunts for some extra information. Techno's just trying to keep Garage at least contained. Because they know that there's somebody there.
Pastica.
But oh, they actually end up finding him. Yeah, Pastica just clearing things out from Mini instead.
Oh, spots out the shoulder as well. Wants to keep the duel going, but he turns away before really Zachar truly committed to that duel. Mzinho, however, finds a second in the meanwhile. I have to say, Hastikas look very impressive whenever he's... Oh, come on, man. He's going to be saying timing on the comms all day. But Hastikas look very impressive whenever he's been forced to rotate away from the bomb set. It seems like he's not as comfortable holding on to it, but if he has to go hunting, if he has to go play his mind, he's doing a really good job.
Yeah, I don't think there's been many moments where the Mongols have looked panicked at all. Simply reacting to what Lynn are putting down, and they're finding it. You know, it's come down to a couple 1 versus 2s. We saw a great one from Blitz earlier on with his little spray transfer. Mzinho had his on the lower side of the map, and those were contentious enough rounds that this could be a closer scoreline. But even in those fights, even in those duels, it didn't look like they were sort of panicked about the way that they were coming back into the retake. Keeping a very cool head, this Mongolian roster. Meanwhile, Lynn are kind of scrambling for an answer. They did have a decent amount of success just bursting onto the A bomb site previously. G trying to cross his way down to the vents, and he does take a lot of damage in his effort. Let's actually have 3 players making that journey, making that migration to lower, but Techno already there to greet them with open arms. A labored spray, but a second headshot found. That bomb dropped out in the open, but enough room that he could get a plant down. Thing is, he's not entirely sure if that is the case. His teammate is detached from the action. Bomb has been planted, but Starry has to keep himself alive for a little while longer while Zachar rendezvous on B. They've just got so much utility, so many players to deal with as well. Zacher does find one, and Starry the instant headshot now falls onto Zacher. His position very strong for this post plant. A missed shot from 910, and that nade doesn't do a whole lot. The smoke as well won't detract Zacher. Catches him before he even taps the bomb. This time a 1 versus 2 falling for the Chinese.
This is one of the times where I felt like Mongols just had, although they had so much utility, they were just hesitating that, hey, if we throw smoke down, maybe we'll get spam, maybe this happens. Let's just try and play it safe, play the numbers advantage. But in the process of doing that, they just, miss some shots, but then they're just in a position where Zacher has to, they have to give Zacher 1v1s after 1v1s. You can't really double swing into the narrow angle for door. Your best bet is generally to smoke it off and try to push through it, perhaps, but even that's so risky. It's a really nicely played 2v4 between Zacher and Starry, but yeah, Zacher getting most of the highlights in that for sure.
Money's in a bit of a pinch as well here for the Mongols, so win this round. Lynn could be in for 2. 910 another miss, but the lineup from Blitz on the MP9. It's a flurry of headshots in an instant, and a 2-for-1 is more than enough to compensate for 910's miss. 3 versus 3, and this will strain the CTs, force them to spread. Hastika investigating out, and G finds him.
Hastika's been going for that play a few too many times. Mzinho as well has been right behind him very often. Right into and Lynn with the perfect call come through. 3 versus 1. The Mongols' money is very much broken, so Techno is even flirting with the idea of going for a commitment over here. If he can get a quick kill, G is low. Maybe something to be done. Smoke's got a massive gap in it. Amelia's down. That's one of the healthy players that's already hitting the deck. And now Molotov for Heaven wants to take the duel, but he has to commit so far forward. G around the corner will fall, but can't get the Spraytron for Zacher. Does end up saving the day yet again. 9-5 and looking at 6 in the Lynn Vision camp.
Yeah, nice tight spacing there as well in the 1 versus 2. Understood that his teammate was low enough that it really came down to how quickly Zacher could trade, and by playing shoulder to shoulder like that, just able to find that trade instantly. Very difficult to manage that spray on the FAMAS. Mongols down to a scramble together buy here for the last round of the half. Lynn could have just done enough to salvage this T-side effort. G not wasting time whatsoever. Flashes are great, and he mows down 2 with the MAC-10, so already a 5 versus 3 where that bomb can go down safely. Gotta be a retake effort.
I don't think they've got it in them.
Nope.
As good as 9-10 and Blitz, well, predominantly Blitz has been, 2v5 is just impossible with the scout in one of those hands, and Blitz is even actually blocking out his own vision by his view model. It won't be enough. 6-9, and we're off to a break. We'll be back to see whether Lynn have got what it takes to bring it back. Momentum coming to a halt for the Mongols as Lynn Vision do find their 6 off the back of some great clutches from Zacher and a clean round to top it all out. Now, the pistol is where the Mongols hope to bring some of that steam back in their engine.
Shadow advantage. Story dropped by the P250 of 910 and a follow-up headshot. Why not find more from it? Mini, it will be contested at the very least. Amelia getting that trade, but damage has been done. They're wrapping in from the heavens, and look at them. They don't even know which way the attack is coming from. Unsure about whether to go down those vents or not. Amelia still keeping hold of at least the man advantage. Back down to this 2-on-2 for the retake.
Looking like headless chickens in there for a bit, but now they have taken some time to calm things down. Mzinho, he's back to his old anchoring duties. He thought he was done with this angle, but he still has to try and fight it out. Amelia good for the one. Zacher, though, is found out by Mzinho, only for the trade to come through swiftly. A quad kill from Amelia, who seemed to be one of the few players caught up in the chaos, but he's quick to thrive in it.
Yeah, I mean, they had no idea, very little clue as to which bomb site was actually compromised or not, because there was access to ramp suddenly available. They could have made their progress down to B, but with that success that 910 found, hard for them not to think about just committing to that A-side play. How do you foresee Amelia just hitting 4 headshots as well? You know, didn't come out guns a-blazing on any of those fights, was simply tapping away with the dualies, and 30 bullets is more than enough for those fights. Second pistol that Lynn Vision have won so far this map. On their T side, it was broken by the force buy of the Mongols, so we'll see if that happens once again as well. Starry, a lovely angle above that smoke. 910 dropped, and that bomb was taken out of his hands, but Blitz there with the trade at the very least. Starry did look somewhat ready. Seemingly caught off guard, and a very awkward fight just as those smokes are fading. Techno's sticking around a little too long.
Blitz is just trying to take these long-range duels. In the meanwhile, knows where Zacher is, but Zacher's got comfortable living behind that generator. Blitz, they know he's backed off, right? The MP9 of Westmoreland, I think, did have some sightlines to ensure that. I'm not 100% on that, but they should have an idea regardless. Amelia, with the smoke dissipating, wants to try and close the distance, just be in a better position to stop a quick push through the squeaky door. But it's hostile. Patient, the Eagle not quite in the right place and now running out of bullets. Amelia realizing that can just face him head on.
Blitz will try and make up for lost space, but Amelia just continuing to be a problem man so far on these takes. The Mongols were split, they were separate, but this time they won't have the force buy to bounce back after losing their pistol round. So now the Lynn Vision squad have a chance to tie this game right up, and when we move into that first gun round, could be their chance to overtake as well. It's kind of an awkward 3v4 to find themselves in as well, just considering the bomb was down at secret. I don't think, like you were sort of saying, the Westmoreland MP9 got a sight line. He was playing just in case they decide to attack through mini. But there is at least something to take away from that prior round. They are giving a lot of respect to the Mongol ability to hit headshots, but I say that, G just continues to challenge the Deegs outside.
Well, now you gotta respect it, I guess, and sure, it is traded out very soon after. Why is everyone just playing so disrespectfully against the Deagles? I love it. I absolutely love it.
I mean, when you're on the elevated angles, I feel like you can get away with it a bit more, because it's slightly more unconventional. It's a harder angle to adjust to.
For the first kill, yes, you can, but for the second...
Yeah, that's true. He was mobile, though. Star never stopped strafing. Either way, 9-9, and now we move to this first gun round where Lynn can get a taste of that lead once again. Ever since they won the pistol round at the start of this map, that was the first time they had even a one-round discrepancy over the Mongols, and have been trailing ever since.
Oh, sorry, he's got some damage. Doesn't he realize it? Yes, he does now. Blitz is gone. It'll be hard to hear your own bullets hitting, but Westmoreland's also gone and found another. They're all falling apart. Mongols have got nothing to stop this advantage that Lynn Vision are looking to acquire. It's head on peak after head on peak, and well, head on is only applicable for Lynn Vision because 910's head is already off. He's fighting without it.
Yeah, he got dinked for his one duel. I mean, that's a little unfortunate as well. You know, there's a gap around those smokes, so somebody's improperly thrown the wall. Even then, you know, just getting full spam through a smoke is obviously unideal. And yeah, 910, that one kill is all he'll get from that round. Lynn Vision with a very solid hold against the full bite.
Michael, maybe that's the story of nearly headless Nick from Harry Potter. He just got dinked by an M4A1.
Well, that's a reference I hadn't even... Yeah. Harry Potter, who thinks about that anymore? Probably some people, actually. Yeah,
to be honest, it's got a pretty big fan base.
It has a very big fan base. You know, they have shops where they sell wands.
They've got
customize your wands. Yep.
One day we're going to have a Counter-Strike theme park, Michael.
Maybe one day. But for now, we're staying away from spells and all that nonsense. Not on my attack FPS. Maybe they've enchanted the Mongolz squad. They were trailing by quite a significant margin, and now they are found themselves into double digits first. Last round as well might be an indicator of what's to come. Lynn have had a couple of slow starts even when we saw them in ESL Challenger League, but they have been very quick in the second round or in second halves to rectify mistakes of the first.
Asuka being on the hero AK does rub me a little bit wrong. Starry, though, he's just rubbing them all the right ways. Taking them all down. 2 quick heads found, and he is very happy about that one. Not an easy few shots. G's even coming through with a little bit more to sprinkle on top. Again, a 4v1. 910 has been in these circumstances before, none of them ending well.
Yeah, that's actually really unfortunate. I'm pretty sure the headshot was found on the AK, but the glass stopped G from dying. That's what allowed him to get the full kill on the AWP. And yeah, like you said, 910 had been in that spot before and receives the same treatment once again. Biggest lead we've seen from Lynn so far this map, and given that it was their map pick, it's nice to see them right the ship, but you know, in the same way that we were talking about Lynn and their efforts being somewhat quelled in their attempts to close the gap. This is the thing about starting in that, or sort of moving into the second half, is that you don't get the guarantee of at least playing all 15 rounds. You know, you don't have the same leeway to come up with those solutions. The more that Lynn succeed, the Mongols can find themselves at a healthy deficit, and it could really spell doom and gloom. Hastica already being found trying to dart into those vents, but didn't have a smoke to cover his journey.
Technos is chilling inside the smoke, hoping that this could be a play that gives him a wild chance, but oh man, not when the refresh is that quick. Very different look to this upper bomb site defense, as they do have 3 players clustered in and around. Westman is just trying to jiggle out his AK. I think he might be trying to bait information. No, he's just making sure that he can't be pre-fired too easily. Oh, right as the smoke is blooming, Westmoreland tries to get a cheeky peek out, is getting a headshot, but it's through the wall, so despite him having the AK, it will not be an easy one. Amelia, though, sneaky, has replaced his fallen leader.
You just killed my teammate here. There's no way you Molotov it, right? But they still throw in that same portion. Amelia still swinging out wide with that Molotov. Finds 2 headshots and a counteracting Molotov so that they cannot take space so easily. 910. AWP will try and lead the way. Has bomb on back, but that's now been dropped, and Blitz taking up his space, but Starry goes straight through that smoke. Lynn Vision, another successful defense, and Amelia has really been the one to heat up moving into the CT side.
Yeah, he was on 6 kills to start things off, now on 16. And I've got to say, man, maybe Molotoving Amelia out into the open isn't the play. He just takes Steel's head on, and he's more than happy to just burn in the flames.
Yeah, that's not even the way that he drew it up, because I think you're kind of right on the money. The fact that, you know, there was Westmelon that died there a moment ago, so it's all just about oh, they're gonna oversee this position. There's simply no way. But yeah, put a little fire on his back, and you'll get some impressive results out of him.
Hostic, on the other hand, has been struggling on this T side, been trying to go for quite a few plays, I will give him that, but unfortunately not very many of them are actually bearing fruit. They've only had one bomb plant on this T side so far, right? I think that might be the case.
Yes, on the pistol round.
Yes, Starry and Westwell. Killapiece and Starry is still looking for more, and seems to know where Hostica is, and well, he's not going to be given a chance to feast. Not right now. Instead, a 3v2 while the bomb plant comes through. It is the second bomb plant of this T side, but with how much utility Lynn Vision have, I wouldn't be surprised if they can just sort of re-execute out from heaven. They've got Molotovs out for Mzinho's angle as well. Would love to see them deployed over here. Refresh on the one-way as well as a few deep mollies. Mzinho will be once again on the anchoring position, but he just can't get it done. This angle always fails him, but at least his leader doesn't. A one-on-one for Blitz to try and attempt. Jacker has found so many clutches, and right now he's going for the full stick, not even double guessing it for a second. 13 in the cards, and Blitz was too low regardless, even looking for maybe just a cheeky wallbang.
Yeah, I mean, that takes balls. Understanding that they are both low enough HP, Blitz tried to play him to the fact that they must have known that he was low enough to just simply take that duel head-on. Zacher outbraining, where few have ever really held that against Blitz. A crucial clutch, once again falling to the way of Lynn Vision. There were some nice ones from the Mongols in that first half, but second half has been a lot more difficult to find that success. Good kill from Westmelon, surviving on 2 HP, even though he took a dink through the edge of the wall to start that fight. This was obviously a map that the Mongols played, I think, once in the play-in stage of Cologne. And it was an overtime loss to Mouse Sports. Probably took a lot away from that particular game just because of how close it was, but not all those lessons seem to have been transferred into today's play. Lynn are looking solid so far on the CT side.
Amelia. Oh, they're going to be peeking one by one. There's no other option, but 910 overruns him with the first bullet. Now he knows where Westmelon is as well, but Westmelon's proving to be slippery. Even so, 910's got hands with a lot of friction on them. Calluses from all of the killing he has to do.
So you might have to rip a few of those calluses off. Smoke can go in for door, so that'll eliminate one of the retake angles they have to worry about. Flash in as well, just trying to draw attention. Zacher's not even really facing on any of these fights, but Blitz has found him, flanked him out from heaven. 910 still committed to the bomb site, and that bomb now planted on this high ground. Another 1 versus 2, the same spot here for Blitz, but this in-game leader needs to find shots so quickly, and Starry will decapitate just as he rears his head. A 14th found. Mongols are struggling to get anything going on this second half.
They just can't win clutches. They just can't. Even the rounds that they're getting into contention on, right? We've seen so many where 910 will literally just open up with a couple of magical kills. Maybe Blitz is getting some late round impact as well. But outside of the two of them, who are we looking at? Mzinho, Hostic, and Techno have been completely absent on this T side.
Yeah, that was one of the conversations we had in the pregame, you know, that pre-desk, the idea that, you know, when it came to consistency, 910 was actually one of the guys. You know, I think Blitz had a relatively quiet play-in stage at Cologne. But when they got to that main stage, Blitz suddenly awoke, but suddenly all his other pieces seemed to fall off, aside from 910, which, you know, the numbers for AWPers are always going to be skewed slightly. Those duels are a little bit easier to win in a certain sense.
Sure, but listen, definitely, pound for pound seeming like an upgrade over previous.
Oh no, I'm
iterations.
not making that argument against that. I'm just simply saying that the riflers are, are struggling to find consistency through long periods for this Mongols roster.
It's a big test, absolutely, that they need to pass at this point because it feels like they're right at the precipice of something great. And if you can't do it domestically, you can't do it anywhere. Blitz, what a shot from him. Will be traded out soon, but Hostika's found his first in a while. Techno, no different. And it seems like now finally a 4-on-2 that comes out the back of Lynn trying to get aggressive. In the meanwhile, Emilio's death is going to be traded, but Zacher also is going to be considering the save at the very least. They've got good money, but at the same time don't want to play with too much fire.
Yeah, they've got quite a lot of money, but it's not all balanced across the board. Westmelon has been dying on a lot of these rounds, but Zacher gets offered a free kill. Hello, Techno. 1-on-2 now, and that bomb being planted on the upper site because now that they know where Zacher is. Fresh Molotov as well. Zacher will have an idea, and because he's brought it into a 1-on-2, I think he'll give this a good old college try.
They've got 2 smokes, so they're just going to be smoking him off. There's almost no way for him to move through unless he catches them completely sleeping, which might be the case, to be honest, if he pushes now 9-10. Well, he has now started to reconsider this position, but if Zacher is able to push through, then there is something to be said about it. But no, I think he's being reeled back in by his leader as well, and will just be waiting it out for a while longer. The hesitation costs him. 9-10 can just finish him off.
It's still decent damage, and it's a different look from the Lynn Vision defense. They've been playing very contained, very defensive. This is one of the few rounds, like you mentioned, they choose to get aggressive, and they get punished for that particular move. Now, you might think, if it's not broke, why try and fix it? But given that the Mongols have had a bit of a struggle finding any success on this T side, and they've been playing a bit of a slower game, then throwing a little bit of aggression, throwing a bit of faster pace into them can actually disrupt what they may make an adjustment for. So it's an exploration that doesn't work out. Like you said, Lynn have more than enough money to buy coming into this round. It's about getting rounds in consistency, getting consecutive successes where they can maybe think about breaking those funds. Investigation outside from the Chinese squad, and they'll find Astica dropping towards Mini, but there's a quick trade.
Zacher overcommitting perhaps. Techno is already into the A-bomb side. There's still a player to contend with a G. Close range hopping, though, is just not going to be working out over here. They're too fast on the scale, no hesitation whatsoever. That's the only thing you can look to take advantage of. But now, again, it's this outside aggression that Lynn Vision are being punished on, and if they keep on committing to it, they will end up in problems. Their money's already been broken down to a place where buying is hardly recommended.
Yeah, that was actually one of those instances where the early investigation, the early aggression actually did find them a kill they were looking for. It's just the overextension afterwards, and also the fact that they committed to that so early into the round left a vulnerability towards Mini where Techno just fully exploits it. Some really nice sharp shooting from Techno, who has been a bit of a silent element so far this game.
Well, maybe that silence is broken. No, not entirely. Mzinho wants to come through and help. What, Starry? Where have you come in from? Zacher's now suddenly found another frag as well, and that half-buy that we thought would be finding at most to save him some damage, and instead dealing damage of the emotional nature.
I smell trying to line up the spam.
It won't work. There's too much time given up. The op spotted, and now they're switching out with a double swing from G and Westmelon. 15th found in a place where Mongols even had the entry.
Yeah, they had the entry for a moment, and this wasn't even a reinforced buy from the Lynn Vision squad. They were they were playing it cool. They saved. They had an AWP out, but very little else aside from pistols. And it's those pistols that strike. Sorry, I mean, we didn't get to see it from his point of view, but just nestled away at that CT vent and hit two pretty much back-to-back instant deke shots. It's what won them the round. Starry's had some very major impact in some of these moments. Mzinho, a nice little surf down towards Mini. They're quick to collapse on this A bomb site, but a small gap in that Molotov did allow Amelia at least one more kill. Techno taking his spot and went in for more on that A bomb site. A 2-on-4 now as they realize there's a bit of a presence towards this lower side, but that bomb cannot go down as of yet. And Blitz, a labored effort with that Tech 9. Only the efforts of 910 can bring them back into this. A 1-on-3 with the AWP.
On the ground, 910's got the first. Smoke down, but he won't be ready for the player right above him. It's going to be a Goomba stomp down from Starry, and indeed, with all of the audio given up, it's easy as can be. 16-11, Mongols might have found the early momentum, Michael, but it's Lynn Vision to get the day in the end.
Yeah, 9-3 scoreline at one point or another. And then we saw that nice 3 rounds consecutively for Lynn Vision to bring back that half. And then we got into that CT side. They could put very few feet wrong.